Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I'm here today with part 1 of my 3-part Arrow Season 6 review. There was a lot of stuff that happened in Season 6, mostly for the worse, that I really wanted to talk about. I've done 2 other Arrow reviews this season. I did the Season 6 premiere, and I did, I believe, episode 16 of this season, which I won't be talking about that episode because it's kind of a whole other plot on its own. But you can check out that video. It's probably like in the iCards right here. And yeah, so this, I don't normally do this, but I wanted to make basically just 3 videos on Arrow because this season is kind of, to me, the worst season of Arrow. And we're going to talk about that, but we're going to talk about that in different ways. This first part, if you look at the title, it says Cayden James and the End of Team Arrow. This will basically be covering the first half of this season. The next episode, or the next video I do, will go out, I guess tomorrow. So this is going up on May 16th, the same day as my Doctor Who reaction. And the next video will go out tomorrow, and it's basically talking about the second half of Season 6 and the villain Ricardo Diaz, and why I think he's a horrible villain. And then the third part of this Arrow Season 6 review is actually going to be a review of the season finale, which will go out Sunday, May 20th. So yeah, we have a 3-part review. I don't know how long these videos are going to be. I'd wager to guess probably not too long. At least these first 2 parts are not going to be like too terribly long. But yeah, I wanted to split up these topics. The first half, Ricardo Diaz, and the the season finale. And I just want to go over this because there's a lot of stuff that I would kind of be missing out on if I just reviewed this season finale. Jeez, I think Doctor Who is messing me up because Doctor Who goes by series, not seasons. So that's kind of screwing with me. But yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that I wouldn't have been able to have. Like, I could have talked about it, but I just kind of want to, yeah. We're going to do this in 3 parts. So, the first thing to talk about is Cayden James. He is basically the villain for the first, I'd say, 13 episodes of this season. And I like him. He's very different from all the other villains we've had on Arrow. So, Malcolm Merlyn, Slade Wilson, Ra's al Ghul, Damien Darhk, and Adrian Chase. He is not a fighter whatsoever. He's basically a hacktivist, as they call it. He's basically this incredibly smart hacker. I believe the actor who plays him is Michael Emerson. I think that's his name. And so yeah. He's interesting. He's sort of, when they first introduce Cayden James, you kind of wonder, like, what's his beef with Oliver Queen, because there's really no reason for him to sort of do everything that he does. And basically what he does is that he holds the city hostage and basically says, like, I have a bomb and I will destroy Star City if you don't wire $7 million to this bank account, to a bank account I have in a different place, every night. So every single night the city has to pay like $7 million. I don't know if that's the exact amount, but it's pretty high. It's pretty much like in like maybe a week's time the city will be drained of all money. So that's interesting. So you kind of wonder like what his beef is with Oliver Queen, with the Green Arrow, and it comes to basically what is revealed is that Cayden had a son. I don't remember his son's name, but he had a son and his son was killed, seemingly by the Green Arrow. There's basically footage of Oliver Queen, or there's footage of the Green Arrow killing Cayden's son. However, it's a setup. Oliver didn't do that. There's no way that this happened. And what it turns out to be is that it was a setup. Someone faked the video of Oliver Queen killing his son, and we'll talk about that maybe a little bit later. But so yeah, so this is why Cayden wants to destroy Oliver Queen, and it makes sense. It's a good motivation, and I like that. Pretty much in the it's not a season finale, but basically the finale of this whole Cayden James arc, because this season is actually split up into 2 story arcs, which is new for Arrow. Normally they just go one villain all season, but this time we're split up into 2 villains, and we'll talk about the other one in the next video, like I said. But yeah, so with Cayden James, at the end, it's revealed, like they prove that the video was faked, and he basically says, "Oh, it was faked. Someone else killed my son. Well, I'm sorry. The money will be returned to Star City once I find who the real killer is." So now it's kind of a team up with the Green Arrow and Cayden James to figure out who actually did it. And Cayden James basically has this team assembled to help him take down the Green Arrow, which consists of Ricardo Diaz, Black Siren, Anatoly from previous seasons, and Vigilante. And we'll talk about Vigilante a little bit later. But it's basically, this comes into conflict because we really don't know who does it until Cayden James is finally arrested, and Ricardo Diaz comes out and he's like, "Well, it was actually me that killed your son and stuff, and I set you up. I set up the Green Arrow." And then Ricardo Diaz kills Cayden James, which sucks. But yeah, so Cayden James, I gotta say, was an interesting villain. I really liked him. I would kind of say that if it was a different actor, I actually don't know how good he would have been. I think they were smart in getting an actor like Michael Emerson. I should probably check his name just to be sure. 1 second. Yeah, Michael Emerson. All right, figured it out. So, he's a really great actor, and I really did like just him. I thought he was a really interesting villain, especially because he's not a fighter. He's just a guy that can hack stuff, and he has a bomb. But I liked it. I liked him, and it sucks that he died halfway through. I wish we had kept him throughout the whole season, but I don't know. The next thing to talk about is the team falling apart. This is basically because I don't remember if it's at the end of the first episode or the second episode of this season, but basically there's another doctored image of Oliver Queen as the Green Arrow that's sent to the public, and now everyone has seen this picture of Oliver Queen as the Green Arrow. So, because of this, the FBI comes in, and basically there's a whole investigation because the mayor of Star City was seen in a picture as a known criminal, because technically the Green Arrow is a criminal. There's really no superheroes that are just seen as heroes and are not deemed criminals, with the exception of The Flash and Supergirl. And I think Supergirl gets away with it because she's technically a government agent. She works for the DEO. But I don't know. So we get an FBI investigation led by Agent Watson. She gets kind of annoying, I will say. Watson gets kind of annoying. but then she just kind of drops off the face of the earth for a while. Like, she's in the first part of this season a lot, and then for a good maybe 10 or 12 episodes, she's just gone. Now, she's going to be back in the season finale, but I don't know where she went, but she just disappeared for the longest time. So yeah, the FBI investigation, I don't know, I guess it's okay. It's really not, it's not bad. It gets kind of annoying. Like, I feel like she arrests Oliver Queen at, like, the most inopportune times. Like, there's, like, a food drive on Thanksgiving, and Oliver and his son are there giving food to people in need. And then here comes the FBI, and they arrest Oliver Queen. It's like, you couldn't have waited. Come on. Gonna do this in front of his son while he's feeding the needy. It's like, come on. But because of this, some of the evidence, a piece of evidence that they have for proving that he's the Green Arrow, not just the picture, but they actually have testimony from Rene Ramirez, Wild Dog, because they know that he's Wild Dog, and they're basically blackmailing him, saying, like, look, if you don't testify that Oliver is the Green Arrow, we're taking away your daughter, basically. So Rene has to agree to do this, and when he does finally tell the team about it, Oliver is pissed, and I have 20% battery, evidently, so I'm going to try to... Ooh, I don't know if I can wrap this up pretty fast, but I'm going to try. Maybe I can... Excuse me, boy. Oh, don't mind me. You go back to sleep. You're fine. You're fine. Just gonna get something. Shabba-dee-bee. Shaddy-baddy-badoo. Shabba-dee-bee. Don't mind me. Alright. This is the same day I recorded my Doctor Who reaction, so battery's a bit low on the camera. Anywho. So basically Renee is kicked off the team, and they basically, Oliver makes the decision that Renee, Curtis, and Dinah, I guess, are a liability or something, or he's cautious. Sorry, my computer is trying to use the camera as a USB device. So, yeah. So he gets, like, super suspicious of all three of them and basically spies on them. And when the news, or when they figure out that he's spying on them, they don't trust him anymore. And basically the team breaks up. Those three leave and form New Team Arrow. And while technically they are sort of in the right to do that because Oliver spied on them. You know, he doesn't really trust them. On the other hand, the team falling apart is really, really annoying. The three of them crank up the annoyance levels to 11. Like, every scene they're in, they're like, well, I don't care what, we're still not going to work with you, or, oh, we don't care, you guys are horrible, or something. It gets so annoying, especially even when they work together, like after the team falls apart, like they do work together a little bit, and like they do something successful, and Renee, in the most memeable quote of 2017 and 2018, Renee just says, "This doesn't change anything, Hoss." That has become such a meme with Arrow. It's so funny. There's actually, if you go to Reddit and type in "this doesn't change anything, Hoss," there is a bot that will reply to you, "This doesn't change anything, Hoss." It's a Hoss bot. It's funny. Anyway, so yeah, the team falling apart, and then there's another thing with the team. This is later on, well into Ricardo Diaz's time as the main villain, where basically Diggle leaves the team as well, because he realizes that Oliver hasn't been making good decisions. Like, even though, okay, some of the stuff he says is stupid. Like, someone pointed out, it's like their entire conversation, like, there's a confrontation between Diggle and Oliver, and someone pointed out that everything they're saying is stupid, but it's being acted so well. Like, I will give them credit. There's no one... wow, okay. Among the heroes, none of them are really bad actors. Like, none of them are turning in bad performances. It's just the bad writing, basically. So yeah. So Diggle leaves because he's like, you know, you can't make the right decisions anymore. Which is stupid. Because, okay, so at a point, Vigilante dies. Black Siren kills him. But he was taken hostage, and this was during the Cayden James stuff. So, basically, Vigilante was kidnapped, but there was still the bomb threat. They were trying to find Cayden James's bomb so they could eliminate it so he wouldn't have any leverage. So, when they figured out that Vigilante was being kidnapped, Dinah thought, okay, I have to go save him now. Come on, everyone, let's go save him. And Oliver was like, no, we have to go find the bombs. And Dinah's like, no, that doesn't matter. We have to go save Vigilante. And basically what ends up happening is that Dinah, Renee, and Curtis go find Vigilante, but it's too late. He ends up dying because of Laurel. And Oliver and Diggle go try to find the bomb. And Dinah gets super mad. It's like, why didn't you come help us? And this is brought up again with Diggle. Diggle's like, but no. Like, we should have gone and saved the Vigilante. But you chose something different. And I'm sitting there thinking, are you insane? The other choice was to go find the bomb that was going to destroy the city. It's like, fuck you. What are you doing? One life over the cities. I'm sorry, Oliver was in the right on this one. This pisses me off to no end. This is one of those bad, really bad parts of this season. It's not even the worst, though. We'll get to that next episode or next video. But yeah, this pisses me off that they try to justify the team breaking up because of the Vigilante's death, whereas Oliver was trying to save the city from a bomb. So don't give me your crap that we should have gone and saved Vigilante. That pisses me off. So, yeah. I guess there's not really anything else I could talk about. There's two other things written on here, but I kind of already talked about them. There's Siren and Anatoly. Basically, so Siren kind of pisses me off too. Laurel Lance, Black Siren from Earth 2. We'll kind of talk about her more in the next video, I think. And then Anatoly, I just kind of wish Anatoly was the villain, and we'll talk about that in the next video too. But yeah, the other thing I have on here is Vigilante, which there's really nothing more to talk about other than what I have talked about. So, yeah. That really pissed me off. There was some good in this season with Cayden James and stuff like that, but there's a lot of bad with the team breaking up and the FBI investigation. So, yeah. So that's basically it for part 1 of this video. Tune back in tomorrow, and we will talk about why Ricardo Diaz is a horrible villain. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my videos, well, I've got some stuff here that you can check out. I've got a Doctor Who reaction playlist, like somewhere around here. I've got some other videos that you might be interested in. I don't know, maybe you might be interested, I don't know. And I got the subscribe button. Also be sure to follow me on social media stuff. That's all down in the description. Catch you later.